It's Friday, March 14th, and it's time for your weekly recap. This week we're talking all about videotaping your magic, so let's get right into the first question. Kevin Lee, how to get better sound from the audience while shooting outside and getting the perfect lighting for shots wherever. Sunglasses smiley face. Oops, no, that's an upside down frown face. Haha. Sound is a tough thing to master, whether you're outside, inside, whatever. The best thing that you can do is get yourself a good microphone. I used to use a lapel mic when I was out on the street because it would pick up my sound and the people super close to me and not all the background noise. But that has its own set of problems. There's wind factor, clothes rustling around, all kinds of problems. What we use now, I'm gonna actually pick it up so it might sound a little funny, is this. This is a shotgun mic. And the nice thing about this is it picks up what you're pointing it at, not so much the stuff around the area. It picks it up a little bit of that ambient sound, which is good, but it kind of muffles it and mainly goes for whoever's talking, whoever it's pointing to. These come in a bunch of different lengths, and the longer they are, the more specific they are to what you're pointing it to. You can hear, I'm gonna move the mic, and you can hear how my voice kind of changes as the mic gets moved away from me and becomes more muffled and sort of becomes a background sound. I'm assuming you don't have a light crew with you that can hold bounce cards and get the lighting just right. So the best advice I can give you is know how your camera works, know how the exposure and the white balance works on your camera, and also make sure that you're shooting in areas that are well diffused. You want diffused lighting. Shadows, working in shadows is pretty good as long as you can bring that exposure up and make sure that you can still see everybody and the background isn't blowing out the image. It's really a case-by-case basis, especially when you're outside doing street magic. Justin, I have trouble classic palming coins, especially smaller coins like quarters. I find the coins slipping out, like I can't keep a good grip while keeping an open appearance with my hand. Are my hands too moist or too dry? Are there any ways to have a better grip? I think the first thing you should do to try and make your palm better is to play around with the positioning on your hand. Because for me, if I'm palming like a $50, here's probably where I'd palm it, but I can't really palm a quarter there. I have to either move it up to here or down to here. This is the most like natural spot for me to hold the coin and keep somewhat of a natural appearance of my hand. And one of the most helpful things with classic palming is to hold another object. That's the most deceptive way to do a classic palm, because your fingers, to an audience, if your fingers can move and do things, then it seems like your hand's empty. So hold a pen, hold another coin, hold something, give your hand something to do instead of really focusing on making your hand big, because that's not as important as looking natural. Okay, this week we are talking about Sync 3. This is a very cool self-working magic trick. It's a prediction effect where you have a bunch of cards that have a bunch of different things on them, small objects, and you have someone holding a bag. They select 3 objects, they open the bag, and inside the bag are the 3 objects. What I love about this is not only is it self-working, super easy, the cards are really nice quality, but the trick can be repeated with a completely different outcome. It could be completely different objects in the bag. It comes with the nicely printed cards plus 3 objects to kind of get you started in case you don't have those 3 objects at home. But you can switch them out for any other object and the trick will still work and still be amazing. This is a great trick for lay people. They get blown away by it. The fact that you're producing 3-dimensional objects is somehow more impressive than just writing down a prediction. So I think that this is a really great effect and you should check it out. This is called Sync 3. And you can get it at magicgeek.com. James, how about tips for videoing your practicing for playback review? My biggest advice for playback review is to move the camera around. So have an area that you're playing the trick to. So set up your tripod, play the trick to there, video record it, then stop, move the camera over to the side, but still play to the same angle that you were playing before. That is going to give you an advantage over mirrors, because with mirrors you're pretty much just seeing where, a direct line of sight. But with a camera you can see all these different angles that your audience is going to get, including height, different heights. And that's really going to help you Figure out what your angles are and what slights need more work for certain audience groups, and then how to manage your audience. So like if you know a trick won't work if someone's standing right there and someone's standing there, you can make adjustments accordingly. BX Chef, what video editing software do you use? Lately I've been using Adobe Premiere. Future Magic 101. Hey Chris, what do you think is the best way to open up a trick on video if you are performing by yourself? Big smiley face, sticking out tongue face, waffle I made for you. I think you just go for it as if the camera is the spectator. The one thing that I would recommend though is to not do tricks where you need a spectator in order for the trick to work. In other words, any sort of mind reading or prediction tricks, I've seen people do prediction tricks without someone there. It just doesn't make any sense. You need a person, you need a spectator, a stranger, a family member, whoever, to stand there and think of things for you to predict, because if you do it by yourself, it's not a magic trick, it's just you writing stuff down that you say later. Doesn't make any sense. Also tricks where a card needs to be freely selected, stuff like that, I always think it's just gonna be way stronger if you can just find somebody to stand in, even if it's just their hand comes in, picks a card and puts it back. That is better than you going, I'm gonna stop at any point and now I've got a card. And to somebody watching a video, it just doesn't seem as impactful. It doesn't seem as magical unless there is someone there making the choices that is not you. Connor, hi Chris, I am a street magician. I think I'm going to start filming videos for YouTube. Do you have any advice on how to make it the best video it can possibly be? Also, what tips can you give me on making a good promo / show reel video? Thanks. No smiley face, winking, no smiley face with a big smile, big mouth, smiley face, and then the big mouth with the nose. That's a lot. You just make me say things at this point. My best advice to you is to find someone who is passionate about video and film. They're out there, they want to make movies, and if you give them the excuse to go out and make a movie, then they will jump on it. You need someone's help, go ask for help, make a friend that likes doing video stuff, go out and work together to make a good video. Card Magician number 13. Hey Chris, I have gotten back into YouTube magic after a long break, and I'd like to know if it's better to do performances, tutorials, or both on my channel. Thanks, smiley face, winky smiley face, big smiley face with sunglasses. Okay, here is the deal. I am against tutorials on YouTube. I don't think that it's a good idea. I think that it hurts magic. I don't know why you would do performances and tutorials. It doesn't make any sense because the tutorials are showing that you're just using trickery and then you're trying to amaze people. It doesn't mesh well. And then the people get upset with you if you don't do a tutorial on the trick that does trick them, and it's just a big snowball. I think that the art of magic needs to stay contained a little bit better, and we shouldn't be posting a bunch of tutorials on YouTube. However, if you've created your own trick, it is yours, it doesn't belong to anybody else, nobody's trying to make a living selling that magic trick, then do whatever you want with it. It's your trick. So if your tutorials are just your original magic that you've created, you've come up with, you totally have the right to do it. It just kind of hurts magic to be telling everybody publicly what your secrets are. Mr. Beyond Magic, thanks for answering my question, Chris. My question is, how do I ask people if I can film them for a street magic video? Thanks, smiley face. Do not say oh, I did, I already said it. What I usually do is I'll show them a magic trick without the camera going. About halfway through the trick, I'll have the camera person watching along with me and doing the trick. And then I'll ask the person, is it okay if I make a quick video of the next couple tricks so that I can post it on my YouTube channel or whatever it is that I'm doing, whatever project it is. And that way you get their answer on camera, and the people are kind of comfortable with it. They've seen you do a magic trick, they're excited about your magic, and they want to keep watching even if someone's recording them. Philip, hey Chris, what do you think when you are performing magic? Thank you, smiley face. At first I thought this was a weird question, and now I kind of think it's a good question, because what should you be thinking when you're doing a magic trick? What I always aim for when I'm doing a magic trick is to be thinking that I'm doing what I say I'm doing. So if I'm picking up a coin, but I'm not actually picking up a coin, I think and imagine that I have that coin in my hand. I've gotten to the point where my muscle memory is kind of doing the sleight of hand and the trick part for me, And my brain, I try and convince myself that I'm doing what I'm actually portraying to the people. And what that does is it makes them sort of think along the same lines as me and be more convinced in my misdirection, in my acting, in what I say I'm doing. And I think that is something that a lot of magicians should really strive for, is to think that they're doing what they say they're doing, even when they're not. This Sunday's my birthday, so we're throwing me a surprise party. Now I know what you're thinking, Chris, you know about it, so it can't possibly be a surprise, but it is a surprise for you. Here's how it is. We're going to give away 5 huge surprise gifts. The surprise is you don't know what's inside of them, and you don't know if you're gonna get one, but you might win one. So here's how you do it. You go to magicgeek.com and place an order and put on the coupon code B-DAY, that's B for birthday, and then day, B-DAY, all lowercase. And that's gonna get you 5% off. That's your party favor for coming to the party. The party's gonna go all the way through today, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, which is St. Patrick's Day. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to pick 5 winners, and those winners are going to get big, huge boxes of surprise magic. We've got a ton of really cool magic, some classic stuff, some new stuff, a nice little mix, and it's a surprise what you're going to get. So be sure to join in on my surprise birthday party, and I will give you a gift. Maybe, if you win. Gotta win. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. I want to thank you very much for watching the weekly recap. Be sure to comment, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, all that fun stuff. And tune in next week because we are going to be talking about everyday magic. Magic that you can perform anywhere, anytime, at a moment's notice, be ready to go for it, and not just in a formal show setting. So if you have questions on everyday magic, go ahead and leave them in the comments section down below here on YouTube or on Twitter, Facebook, or the Magic Geek blog, and I will see you next week.